In this video today, guys, we're going to be taking a cheeky look at Polygon's MATIC and giving you a MATIC price prediction for 2021. We'll be going to get into a lot of technical information here as to why we think a certain number is likely to happen during this particular bull run for MATIC. Guys, if you find this video useful and informative, do go ahead and hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you've stumbled across us for the first time and this is your first time you've actually seeing a cheeky crypto video, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here. It is free. You'll stay well informed. So why not? Right, Chris, with that said, is there anything else you want to add before we jump on down and really get into all the technicals around MATIC and why we think there's some interesting numbers lying ahead?
So yeah, really love this project, been invested in it an awful long time. Just for all those people in the comments saying we don't talk about MATIC, we do, and we have been talking about it for a long time. We always kind of felt like it was going to do what it's done. And I do expect this to continue, Nick. I really do. And we'll get into some of the reasons why a bit later on. So stay tuned because we're going to give you what others don't.
Fantastic. Right, let's jump on down and get into what's going on here with MATIC.
Let's do it.
Okay, guys, starting off on CoinMarketCap here, there's a few things that we just want to kind of point out quickly. Obviously, they've been rebranded. It's obviously now Polygon, was formerly known as MATIC. MATIC is still the token that is used. Currently, it's up 3.85% today, a value of $1.37. And man, do I remember the days where MATIC was down here and you could pick it up such a fraction of a penny. Those were the days, right, where you could see it in so cheap and affordable.
More importantly, Nick, we did.
And we did, exactly. So for those who do not know, Polygon's MATIC has a maximum supply of 10 billion. Of that, 63% is out there, which would be approximately 6.3 billion MATIC tokens. Now, this is quite an interesting amount of tokens. It's obviously a reasonable supply, but much lower than many of these other top cryptocurrencies. Take a look at XRP, take a look at Stellar, take a look at Cardano, for example. They have much higher supplies. This is a layer 2 solution to Ethereum, so it really does help with the scalability and obviously, those most importantly, the ETH fees, right? So it makes things a little bit easier to digest when utilizing Ethereum's network. So Polygon is a crucial layer 2 solution when it comes to that kind of stuff. Now,
one thing I would add, Nick, is actually that there's more transactions on Polygon now than there is Ethereum, which is remarkable.
Wow. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, that's just the way things are going. Under these kind of circumstances, you tend to find that actually what tends to happen here is people look for different solutions to be able to facilitate their needs. And that's exactly what Polygon have here as their solution. And it's why people are jumping on to MATIC rather than something like Ethereum, right? So fantastic stuff. Right, let's get into what's going on with Bitcoin's dominance. So to kind of represent what's been going on with many of these altcoins and what the expectations are in the next sort of month or so. So right now we can obviously see here this is the 2017-2018 bull run. This is the initial start of the run, okay? And it basically Bitcoin dominance was steadily falling down until it got to about 37% in June of 2017. Does it ring a bell, guys? That should ring a bell, right? And obviously from here, Bitcoin actually starts to rise in dominance. Now, this happens when money leaves the altcoins to go into Bitcoin, or it leaves the entire market altogether, but it leaves the altcoins faster than it leaves Bitcoin. So in the case of 2017-2018, what you saw is exactly that. Bitcoin dominance fell down. And in order to get Bitcoin dominance to rise up again, money had to be shaken out of the market. That's exactly what you've been seeing recently over here, except this time round, we only dropped down to 39%, but you get the idea, that's where we are. Once this actually happened back in 2017, loads of people were calling it the end of the bull run, and the same kind of FUD that you see this year round as well. Nothing really changes, just the participants are slightly different. But ultimately what you're seeing here is the rise of Bitcoin dominance hits this 50% area, has a slight pullback every now and again, but eventually rises up towards the 70% area. And before going right the way down towards 32%, and this is when those altcoins went parabolic, bringing Bitcoin dominance all the way down here. And then obviously the end of the bull run was signaled, and we saw Bitcoin dominance steadily rise up towards 70%. Much lower than its original positioning here, but this is because there's many more altcoins in the space now than there were previously. So what does this actually mean for us now? Well, ultimately, we've seen the start of the bull run, and we found us going down towards that 39% area, and we're going to steadily see Bitcoin dominance rise, in my opinion, up to the 50% area here, maybe 60% area, before going parabolic with all those altcoins, dragging Bitcoin's dominance down towards the 30% zone. And again, that's when the bull run will be over. History is unfortunately makes a habit of repeating itself, and that's what we are seeing here, and what our expectations are with rising Bitcoin dominance up to this area here before falling right the way down towards the 30% area. So the expectations are that we'll have something that looks like that. It may be more volatile, it might do a little bit of this, but eventually you end up with the same scenario, bringing Bitcoin dominance down to 30%. Now, this is important because when we talk about MATIC being a layer 2 solution, it's important to understand that Ethereum is also going to be on this same journey. So ultimately what you're going to find is that Ethereum is going to have scalability and gas-related issues in terms of fees throughout the rest of this bull run for the rest of this year. And this is going to have a profound effect when it comes to MATIC. MATIC being the layer 2 solution for Ethereum, it's going to be widely used and adapted, and ultimately going to be the player that is going to help with the issues that are found on Ethereum. Now, what we're going to start seeing here is some fantastic stuff with more adoption of MATIC being utilized that we are seeing today. And again, if we take a look at what's been happening to MATIC over the daily chart here, but zoom it out a bit, you can see exactly how this thing has been playing, right? From the March crash over here, how it's been quite steady, and it's basically gone parabolic when Ethereum was just basically becoming unusable. So again, this is a very good, fantastic way to see exactly what has happened so far to MATIC, but it also gives us a bit of a flavor and a bit of an idea as to where MATIC is going to be going, for the rest of this year. And it's going to be a bit of a steady flow, but it's something that's going to be important to kind of see unfold. Now, on this daily chart here, we can see that we put a Fibonacci retracement tool on, and this is basically just indicating to us a few different key levels. The first, obviously, we have to say that it's been from the high point of the 18th of May through to the low point of Bitcoin's correction on the 23rd of May. This actually then sets in motion a set of targets that have to be achieved. And in a textbook move, you can see exactly what happens here when it goes down to these key levels of support and resistance, time and time again. Okay, and what you'll find here is actually you're finding good support, you're finding good resistance. Ultimately, what we're aiming for is this yellow box here. So I've put this yellow box on just underneath the 618, the 702, and above the 786. This is the zone that we want to get a closed candle above, but in a closed candle above this zone does trigger us into a pretty good bullish signal moving further forward to the upside, and it going into the price discovery phase for MATIC. Now, with that being said, this is obviously on a bigger macro scale. It's going to take time to get there. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. This is something that's going to take weeks, months to actually correct itself out. Ultimately, we're expecting the second half of this bull run, or wave 5 if you've seen some of our other videos, to actually take pretty much the rest of this year. So you're talking about 6 months to kind of see these kind of peaks actually come in. With this being said, obviously if we take a look at this on the hourly view, you'll get an idea of some of the kind of resistance lines that we're coming up against on the shorter time frames. We can obviously see lots of different trend lines as well forming on here. Lots of little battles that have to be won and fought in order to actually start seeing what's going to happen in the longer term. So ultimately, guys, it's not going to be an easy battle, but it's going to be a crucial one that MATIC has to take in order to really see things move on further ahead. Right now, we obviously are at a bit of a crossroads here, where we expect to see something happen by the time the end of the weekend comes through. Ultimately, are we going to have a breakout? Are we going to have a breakdown on these shorter time frames? And again, these are going to be battles where if you're a day trader, you might be able to take advantage of swings in either direction, etc. For us, we like to hodl, and we like to see the longer term piece, which is why we focus in on that daily view, the weekly view, etc. Right? Zoom out if you're ever in doubt. Ultimately, these smaller time frames, they're really clear to kind of give you, worrying information or really positive or, fake outs and things like that. Without knowing the bigger picture, it's actually very, very difficult. So it's always important that you do zoom out and you take a look and see what's going on these bigger time frames. So on this daily, we obviously know we have got some pretty good targets here. Anything above $2.30 is going to put us in a pretty good position in a bullish motion to the upside. We want to see a closed candle above that $2.30, and that will send things to the next level. So let's talk a little bit about what that first price target looks like. So the very first price target actually comes in at about $3.92. That's a pretty good price target for Matic, and it's something that it should be able to easily achieve once it moves past its high level over here at $2.71. There's going to be no resistance there, and as long as all the technicals back up the move to the upside, it should be able to do this relatively quickly and effectively. After that, we are talking about moving this thing up to about $5.89. This is another comfortable area that we should be able to see pretty comfortably for Matic in 2021. And with everything that's going on with Ethereum, the delays with ETH 2.0, and the need for a layer 2 solution like Matic and Polygon's solution here, then I can see a $5, Matic actually being something that we could see pretty quickly during the second half of this year. And I know Chris is also aligned to this. After that, we obviously have the third price target. This actually comes in at $7.86. This $7.86 is something that, again, we should be able to see. It's only the 3.618 area of the Fibonacci extensions. And again, this will be a little bit of a battle, but again, later in the year, when we start seeing some pretty decent motion with some of these altcoins going parabolic, including Ethereum, it's going to be absolutely crucial for Matic to also scale with it. So again, we're going to see some pretty interesting numbers there. Now, the top end here comes in at $9.07. And again, I still feel that we could potentially go a little bit above and beyond this, up to that $10 threshold. I feel that that psychological barrier is probably where many people will actually be placing a lot of sell orders. So I can see that we might actually spike a little bit above this $9.07. Maybe we'll get close to that $10 range before actually, calling that the peak of Matic's run in 2021. But again, guys, that is just short of about a 10x on the current pricing, right? So again, a pretty fantastic opportunity could be had here with Matic if it's an opportunity that you're able to participate in. Now, Chris, I obviously know that you wanted to call and talk about a few other things as well. I haven't got much more to really talk about on the Matic side, but do you want to talk through some of the other economic stuff that you've been researching today?
Yeah, if you can get the DXY up on the 5-day chart, that'd be fantastic, just so everybody can see that. But I guess the first thing I want to call out is the fact that I was one of the first people to say that I expect Ethereum to go to 10K in this bull run. I still think that's the case. And, how does that align to Matic? Well, obviously, they're going to Ethereum are actually delaying their 2.0 delivery schedule, right? So this is big news, positive news for Matic, because obviously there's going to be the support required with all the gas fees, as Nick's been mentioning. But alongside that, I want to kind of sort of break down my way of thinking as to why we're still in this bull run and it's not a bear market. Although it might feel like it's a bear market at the moment, right? So just going through like the previous live stream, I mentioned about the Fed looking to talk about the interest rates, right? So they decided to keep them static. I don't think there's really much of a choice. They're saying that 2022 they're going to look to increase interest rates. I can't see that happening. But the chart that Nick's got up and the relevance to this is actually you can see the US dollar has actually gone an absolute tear, right? And this has implications within several different markets outside of crypto, for example, right? So you've got lots of hedge funds panicking because they had short positions. This means that they're looking to mitigate risk. The reason you're seeing this increase is a lot of people are going to the US dollar and taking a lot of it out of circulation. So what we are likely to see, and I think just sort of skirting to the point a little bit quickly, is I expect the printing presses to start up again within a few months, right? And I expect the Fed are not going to increase the interest rates. I just don't think they're going to be able to do that, because that's just going to slow the growth of the economy down. If anything, they're going to print more. So I expect more printing towards the end of the year. And if we go back, to just when they started initially printing lots of money, what happens to the crypto market, right? It goes on an absolute tear because all the money moves into decent assets like gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? that's where the money goes, obviously into alts as well as it sifts down. So this is what I expect. This is why I still feel that we're in a bull run. You know, I just want to kind of give people just a different sort of view on things that you don't tend to see from some of the crypto channels in the crypto space, right? We're not just looking at the TA that we share with you guys. We're also looking at what's happening outside of the crypto space. We, you know, particularly myself, I'm invested in many different markets, right? So I've got a good understanding of you know, what's happening in the space, right, and outside of the crypto space, so in various different markets. So kind of just wanted to sort of bring that to you guys, kind of give you I guess my thoughts on why we're so bullish still. And I think all of this is fantastic for Matic in particular, because like I said earlier, money will be pouring when those printing presses are printing like like mad, like they were earlier in the year, right? Yeah, and people are going to be going into Ethereum, they're going to be going into Bitcoin and various alts. I think Matic will be part of that as well, because you know, these people, they know what Matic's all about, and they know what's happening with it. Same with Cardano, Solana, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗪. You know, I think these are all fantastic projects. Polkadot, I think these are going to be the ones that are going to see some of this money really pour in.
Fantastic. Guys, hopefully you found this video useful and informative. If you have, hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you happen to be new to the channel and you'd like to stay up to date with the new cryptocurrencies, the hidden gems, the technical analysis and news, then do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here. It is free. You'll stay well informed, so why not? With that said, done and out of the way, guys, we hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.